Today I'll be analyzing the fight between Yoel Romero and Luke Rockhold, and also what's next for both fighters. Coming up. If you want to master MMA fundamentals, check out my instructional called MMA Essential Lessons. In it you can learn about clinch takedowns, boxing, grappling, Muay Thai, ground and pound, Thai and puppet master clinch, escapes from inferior positions, and shooting takedowns. Check out the link in the description below. Hi, my name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, where we teach coaches, fighters and enthusiasts how to train smart and not just hard. And today I'll be analyzing the fight between Yoel Romero and Luke Rockhold. So, Yoel Romero won, and he won exactly how I predicted he would win. Actually, I didn't say one fighter or the other will win. I just said in my pre-fight analysis, I said how they're gonna win, if they're gonna win. So Yoel was able to do just that. He was able to set a pace where he doesn't tire himself out, and he's able to explode from time to time. The key to his victory was just that. So he was able to not waste too much energy, to conserve energy. He was very flat-footed in the fight. He was mostly checking and blocking Luke Rockhold's punches, and he was able to land his own. And when he landed, he really landed. So that was the key to his victory, and Luke Rockhold was not able to implement his tactics very well. He did fight on the outside. He was peppering him with jabs and crosses. His low kicks were very strong. I think he hurt Yoel's leg. I'm not sure to what extent. Romero said after the fight that it's probably broken. I'm not sure if it is, but it's definitely hurt. So those low kicks were effective. But as I said in my pre-fight analysis, the key to Luke Rockhold's victory was tire out Yoel Romero and then take him out. So then go to the ground and choke him out, or punch him out so he turns and then choke him out. Something like that, something that he usually does with his opponents. But Yoel Romero didn't engage in wrestling, which was very smart. If he took Luke Rockhold down, then he would probably be in trouble on the ground, because Luke Rockhold is very, very, very good on the ground, especially the top game. We haven't seen him do bottom game, because he always stands up whenever someone takes him down. But as far as top game is concerned, he's one of the best, if not the best in the world. What Luke Rockhold did well in the beginning was he was landing low kicks. He was threatening with jabs and crosses, and he was circling away from the danger, which was great. And Yoel's knockout punch came after double jab combo. So he double jabbed Luke, and then he came over the top with the overhand right, and then he followed that up with the uppercut on the floor, because Luke was floored by the overhand first. So that was very good, and he tried that exact same combo in the beginning of the fight, but it didn't land because Luke was retreating backwards. The reason it landed was twofold. First of all, Luke wanted to counter him with a hook, so he didn't retreat enough. So this is why the punch landed. The second reason is that he probably got too relaxed with Yoel Romero's pace, which Yoel Romero does on purpose. He wants his opponents relaxed so he can change gears from the first gear to the fifth gear and destroy them, which is what happened here. And Romero has had a lot of practice controlling paces in wrestling, because he has been competing since I don't know how many years old in wrestling, and he has had like not hundreds, thousands of wrestling matches. So that's experience for you. It's not MMA experience, but it's still experience. He still had to cut weight. He still had to fight another human being. He still had to deal with jitters and so on. And I will do a separate video on why Romero is so successful in MMA. And when I do it, it will appear here in the cards. There was a chance for Luke Rockhold in the second round, where Yoel Romero exploded twice on him and used up a lot of energy trying to knock him out. Luke survived, he weathered the storm, and then he did not do much after that initial attack by Yoel Romero. So this is where he probably, wanted to rest a little bit, get his bearings. But after he rested for a while, he should have pushed the pace. He should have, tried to get the clinch. even get the double leg, which is sometimes risky with Romero because he can counter you with a flying knee. But still, he should have done something. His safest bet was probably to get the clinch and try to tire out Romero. But he didn't do that and he lost the fight. Still, he's one of the best fighters in the world, but what happens to him next is very uncertain. So let's talk about that. What's next for those two fighters? Let's start with Yoel Romero. First and foremost, he did not make the weight and therefore he couldn't challenge for the title. Yes, the fight happened, but it was not for the title. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it. If Luke Rockhold won, he would have had the interim title. If Yoel Romero won, which he did, he couldn't challenge for the title because he didn't make weight. Crazy, but it's how it is. So Yoel Romero, even though he didn't get the title, will get to fight Robert Whittaker for the title. He will get to challenge him for the title. So interim title, who cares, right? Who cares about the interim title? It's maybe nice to have, but it's not a real title. And Yoel Romero got away with not making weight and still won and still will challenge Robert Whittaker for the fight, which I think is kind of unfair, but that's just the way it is. And as far as Rockhold is concerned, it's very difficult for him right now. He lost 2 fights by knockout. That might leave some permanent damage to his brain, I'm not sure, but it could. Also, it could affect his confidence. So after 2 losses by knockout, I don't know if he can get into the groove, if he can be the old Luke again. I'm not sure. We'll see. And for him, the logical choice now would be to pair him up with Derek Brunson, because Brunson lost 1 to Jacare, Rockhold lost to Romero, and they would probably fight. If that's my guess, that's probably the fight to make, the next fight to make. And there were some words on Twitter as well, so it's logical for me that that fight will happen. For Yoel Romero, of course, it's Robert Whittaker when he heals up. Rockhold's main problem is his boxing, but also his mental game. In some fights he showed very, very strong mental game, but I don't think he showed that in this fight. He didn't let himself go, he didn't attack properly, he was too closed up, he was too guarded, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. But at the same time, I don't know what tactics his team prepared for him, so I cannot tell for sure. I can just tell you what I think he should have done, which I already told you, but as you've seen, it didn't work. I hope he can get back to his winning ways because he's a really, really good fighter, probably one of the best there is. So we'll see what happens with him.
Many MMA champions use ground and pound as their go-to strategy. If you want to learn how to do it properly, check out my Total Ground and Pound Blueprint instructional. The link is in the description.
What did you think about the fight? Could Luke Rockhold have done anything better, and what do you think he could have done? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, like it and share it, and you can also subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like a more in-depth MMA training, check out my instructionals. My name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, and I will see you again very soon.